Hello again. It's me, your favourite random dude on the internet. Okay, that might be a bit of an overstatement, but I'm probably like top 50? Top 50, maybe? Is that fair? Can I be in the top 50? I think I deserve to be in the top 50. I think, like, on the grand scale of things, like, people have done some pretty shitty things on the internet, right? A lot of the big names out there, a lot of the people who you might recognise. I just don't think they're as good a person as I am. You know what I mean? I think my innate selflessness and goodwill to all men that I carry with me at all times just honestly just makes me worthy of like a sainthood or something. You know, at least a knighthood. Right? At least realistically. But if I can't have that, then at the very least, at the absolute bare minimum, I think I should be top 50 of your personal random dudes on the internet list, you know? Like the 40, 46, 47, somewhere around there, you know, I think that's reasonable. Welcome back. Welcome back. We're gonna see what's going on in the theatre right now, I think. That's my plan for right now. Means I don't have to talk for a few minutes.
I know how celestial bodies work. I know the logic of numbers.
Yes, Mom.
Solid bodies drown in water. It's a law. Life breaks into particles and is reborn again. It is a law.
Do you see now how many mysteries the Earth holds? The more terrifying the mystery, the deeper it lies, and the fewer wells can reach them.
You can trick anyone but me, the emissary of the powers that be. I know how this world had been built. I know how its life works. I know the laws it operates under. It's supposed to be very simple and proportional.
True, Mom. That's what it's supposed to be.
True, Ma'am. That is what it's supposed to be.
So let it be. It's not the end of the world. It's just an epidemic. It's gone out of proportion. The law will prevail. I'll restore the balance. Not all is lost. I know where the root of this evil lies.
Yeah, she is. Big woman on campus. Rocking into town, doing her big important lady business. Yeah, exactly. I couldn't have put it better myself, Pathologic, honestly. I don't think I could have described the goings on in this town any more clearly than you just did with a few incomprehensible ramblings and a still life collage of people imitating that. This is what I wanted to do. I keep getting confused because sometimes my map doesn't open my map, it just opens a picture instead, and I'll never understand that about this game. I'll never really truly understand that. Okay, looks like we're fairly safe to head southwards and then wrap back round. I want to head back up to the Sabarovs. I don't know if they're going to have anything for me anymore or if I'm going to be reporting to Aglaya these days, but I need to just generally walk around town and do a bit of murder anyway, so I might as well have a goal in mind, you know. This isn't someone to murder. This is someone who's definitely going to benefit me, right? Right? No. Wrong. Wrong and foolish, clearly. Do not understand the deeper machinations of this game. I thought for a second it was going to throw me a bone there and give me some bandages. What an idiot I am. So, let's talk Twitter for a bit, shall we? Let's talk about Twitter for a moment. I do this far too often recently. I've become a bit of a fucking Twitter nerd. It's just my my pastime obsession. If there's nothing else going on in my life, I'll just open up Twitter and see what's happening. You know, it keeps me relatively up to date, and you know, you get like the extreme views from all political spectrums, and you can normally mash that together into some sort of vague understanding of the actual facts. So I think it works out all right. Realistically, I'm still honestly hoping that at some point Elon just makes it pay to use so that I can just be free of it forever. But for the meantime, it is still a fairly central resource for me, right? But a little while ago, a few weeks, months, maybe even, certainly a few weeks back, I started getting adverts on Twitter that were clearly like AI generated, right? They were for like wish.com bullshit, random bits of tat, like random tools that apparently serve one ultra specific function but probably don't even do that very well, you know what I mean? That sort of thing. I was getting a lot of ads for them from, you know, they'd all be like the same video with the same flavor text, and they'd always be from a shop, quote unquote, a fake shop. I mean, it probably does actually sell the item, but they're all clearly run by the same company and all lead to the same place, right? And the shop would just be like its name would just be like a random, two random syllables, like Zexo or Crumb Bar or Blepzor, or like it would just be all of them, as I say, clearly AI generated, clearly just spamming ads out as fast as possible. And I was like, I just don't want to see these anymore. I'm getting sick of this shit, seeing the same ads over and over again for the same shit, just with different names. So I started blocking these en masse, right? And then I got a bit of a taste for blood because I realized, hey, I can block ads, right? So I started blocking all these like a lot of ads for AI tools and marketing management services, and you know, just like random shit that no normal average human is ever going to want to use, and is almost certainly like some sort of economic scam or pyramid scheme. You know, a lot of crypto stuff as well. I was like, okay, I'll block all these. And then at that point, I was like, well, why am I letting the big boys survive, right? Why am I letting fucking ads from Tesco and B&Q and Adidas and whoever the fuck else, you know, all these like major companies throwing ads on my feed? It's like, well, I don't want to see them, so I'm going to block them as well. So at this point, basically the only ads that are appearing on my feed for the most part are like charities, like creative startups, a lot of like small indie games and stuff appearing, you know, stuff that like I'm okay with seeing this, I don't mind, you know, I'm fine with seeing ads for this sort of thing. So you know, I'm leaving these alive. But obviously the amount of ads I'm able to be served at this point are very thin on the ground, because I have mass blocked so many of the people who are trying to sell them to me, right? So today I've started seeing a very odd set of advertised Twitter posts, which seem to be, every single one of them is just from clearly a fake user. It's just like a random person with like a human name of some sort, and it's just them posting their own name. So say the name is like, I don't know, Tom McGee. Then there'll be a post where Tom McGee says Tom McGee, and that's advertised to me. And I'm looking at this and thinking, like, the first time I saw one, I was like, oh, is this someone just like doing a meme? They posted their own name and now they've paid to get it advertised just for a joke or whatever. Like, is that what this is? But then it kept happening. I kept seeing this over and over again. And I was like, okay, so this is clearly some sort of bot as well. But what is the purpose of it? What exactly is the purpose of this? You know, I blocked quite a few of them at this point, but I still hadn't really done a deep dive and tried to figure out exactly why I was seeing them in the first place, right? I will buy all 3 of those as well. Still going to be on the lookout for trading bandages then. So, but eventually, right, I was like, well, I'm going to try and work out what's going on here. So I looked at one of them, And it had 2 posts, clearly just like random stuff to try and make them look more human. Like a random inspirational quote and then a response to a random person saying you're beautiful or something. And the third post was a repost of a quote tweet, if you will, of like I don't know if it was like a news source or just like an independent person, but it was essentially pro-Palestine propaganda who was going on about Israeli terrorists and stuff. And now, like, I've never been informed enough on the whole Israel-Palestine stuff to really form an opinion, which is obviously my fault. You know, I've never looked into it. But in light of recent events, I'm obviously leaning more towards the side of Palestinians, right? Like, there's been some pretty heinous stuff come out that the Israelites, is that the correct words? I don't know. The Israelis have done to, you know, bombing civilians in Gaza and stuff, and it seems pretty bad. And I'm not saying, you know, Israel bad, Palestine good. I say once again, I'm not really informed enough to truly take a side on this whole thing. But like, it seems like for every horrible terrorist bombing or whatever that Palestine does, Israel has done something sort of tenfold that in response or whatever. You know, there doesn't seem to be like a measured response in the whole thing. So I am on the side, if you like, if you want to pick sides, I am on the side of Palestine. I don't really need propaganda to try and push me in that direction, but like, it's such a weird attempt at propaganda, right? To advertise just a random person saying their own name, and then if you choose to like look into what's going on, you see some Palestine stuff. I don't know if it's like an attempt to like evade people who have got filters set up for the whole business. People who like don't see ads specifically regarding that, so they just see like random bullshit instead, and then are like, okay, what's all this about? And it turns out to actually be about that. But it just seems like a really like, who is funding this? Someone has paid for these Twitter accounts, and it's like, I don't get why they're doing it this way. It's a very odd, weird internet phenomenon that I've stumbled upon here. As I say, I'm sure there's a reason for it. I'm sure there's been some degree of research or, you know, previous success that has proved that this is a worthwhile endeavor, but it's very odd.
Truly a country of contradictions.
Anyway, that's my Twitter story for the day. Let's get back to Pathologic, shall we?
That's okay, I'll make it. I'm made of wood.
Okay. Nothing here as of yet, and I have thoroughly fucked myself over getting here, so would I call this a successful use of my time? No. No, I would not. Maybe our fine mother figure has something to contribute.
What?
No. Of course not. Right, okay, well, I guess I'm just going to get the fuck out of this zone as quickly as possible, because infected zones have got really, really bad, it turns out. They have really amped up the infection in the infected zones. We got gas clouds by the pound, and gas doesn't weigh very much, and that's quite a lot of gas. We got the poop angels launching themselves at me. There's rats everywhere, infected people, plus, you know, the usual catalogue of horrors that you find stalking the streets in napalm fellows and knifey boys, although I haven't actually seen any knifey boys yet today. I mean, that's what I'm out here looking for, truth be told. But there's not a great deal of knifing going on, which makes it very difficult to recover my rapidly failing reputation. Such is the struggles of a changeling. Have I got any letters or anything to... Oh, okay. Interesting. I saw her in a dream once again, and although she was covering her face with her hands, I saw that her lips were oozing blood. I saw blood trickling from beneath her eyelids and glittering in the cracks of her desiccated palms. I heard her mumble through her fingers, "This is not the crowd that seeks me now, nor these mindlessly fervent people I came to love so much. Not them, but 2 demons, 2 destroyers armed to their teeth and devoid of human compassion. They hate me even more than they loathe each other. They want nothing more than my death. They will capture me, make me an object of trade. They will pay generously in silver and blood to learn where I am and tear me limb from limb. The names of the demons are Artemis, born by the heat of the earth, and Danil, begotten by the cold celestial flame. From my window I saw each one bring a butcher down within the flaming Suok ring. They are fighting each other now, but neither will win the fight. Inquisitor's order, bring this changeling to me without delay. Her case must be investigated immediately, and she must be court-martialed. If she attempts to escape or use some psycho-physical trick, do not hesitate to shoot her. Also, be sure to make all the necessary arrangements to effect death by hanging. A. Lilac. Why did she send me a letter? There she is again. I can now see that she is precisely who she pretends to be. I definitely need to find her. The infected district is the place to search for where else might she hide herself. If somebody drives her out, the pestilence will leave with her, but she is allowed to stay. The disease will remain as well. Is this going to be a thing every day now? Like I need to track down the bad one and find where she's hanging out? Probably should have... Well, I didn't know it was a thing, but if I had known it was a thing, I would have just Googled it again. Because I'm a dirty little cheat. I'm a filthy little fraud. Like to pretend I can solve all these games on my own, but deep down I need Google to provide the answers for me. Big brother Google to take over the controller when I'm struggling too much, you know. There's really not enough stabbing going on in these streets right now, though, regardless of what else is happening. This day won't take me. This day will take me more than an entire video anyway, so I'll probably end up once again looking her up between videos, dropping in on her at some point during the day between doing my other quests, and having another word with her. Seems to be a recurring thing. Like, Madame Lilac wants me to bring her to her. But I don't know if I'm capable of that. I guess if I find her, I'll see if there's an option to do that. Handing my sister in, like, I don't know, if she's truly the representation of the plague, if she truly is tied to it intrinsically, then getting rid of her could get rid of the plague, right? We could just capture her and be done with it, and end of story. I feel like I'm meant to have sympathy for her, but I don't know why. I mean, when I spoke to her, she was all like, oh, there's scary men hunting me, and I'm just fleeing and trying to survive, but, like, I don't know, like, it's hard to have much sympathy for her when she's not really made herself a particularly sympathetic character. Her existence has made life more difficult for me at every turn, and, you know, the plague. The plague is bad, yo. It's not a good thing. It did seem like I was going to have to visit some important locales today. I guess I might go speak to Aglaya again, just see if she's got anything for me preemptively that I can make a start on. Because I'm not having a great deal of luck finding Knife Man. I guess maybe her arrival has cracked down on the crime in the streets or whatever, so we're dealing with less of that for a couple of days. I know it'll get worse again by the end, but at the moment it's a lot safer on the streets, which is honestly a bad thing, because goddamn I need that reputation. I need those reputation boosts.
I haven't slept for 3 nights in a row. I don't think I'll manage another one.
You showed up. Well done. Today's mission is going to be dangerous, my dear. More dangerous than yesterday's one, at any rate. Yesterday's one was pretty bad, man. I don't know. I had a lot of shit to do. What conclusions have you drawn from my behavior yesterday? You're not as simple as I thought. Does that mean my execution is being postponed? For a bit. So what do you want to task me with now? You've mesmerized people before, with quite some success. This really speaks in support of your being. Exceptional. Today you're going to test your powers on a monster. You will meet Oyun, the foreman of the abattoir. Another wicked criminal. Judging by what I've managed to find out, he's elbow-deep, nay, shoulder-deep in blood. An amazing specimen of irredeemable sin. He has no concept of concept, is that word, of mercy and no conscience. Come to think of it, I'm not sure he has a soul at all. What do you need him for? Find out whether he is guilty. Also try to assess how much of a threat he is. A threat to what? To whom, rather? To the one who will have a lot of dealings with him. To sum up, I need a psychological portrait of this being. Gain his trust and learn as much as you can. Aren't you afraid I could deceive you? I'm not. I would learn a great deal more of what I need to know from your deceit than from your honesty, and a few added touches to your own portrait. By the way, let me tell you a little secret about yourself. The first key to unraveling your mystery. You are entirely incapable of deceit. Does that mean I'm a mistress? The only one around here who could be described as a mistress is, at the present moment, me. So how am I going to get inside the abattoir? These passengers open and close at random as if controlled by a paranormal sphincter. Like, I know sphincter is a normal word that is perfectly applicable in this situation, but we all think of buttholes first when we hear that word, don't we? All of us, everyone, as a humanity, as an entire species. We hear the word sphincter, we think buttholes. There's no getting around that. It looks like a hole, but no human can get through. The mental barrier is impassable even to me. So what am I supposed to do? Find a girl at the termitary who goes by the name of the Mother Superior. Come up with something to make her let you pass. I suppose you'd handle a small child without any difficulty. However, I wouldn't advise you try your spells on her. She's step-born, and a special kind of step-born. It's not a good idea. Alright, I'll think of something. First time meeting the Mother Superior, Taya Taichik herself. This should be interesting. We've got a lot in common, honestly, the two characters of Clara and Taya. They're both, like, spiritual leaders to an extent. Both wise beyond their years, you know? Should be interesting. I am definitely going to have to walk through Plague to get there, though. Unless I can go in the south entrance, but I don't think I will be. That's usually more often locked. I guess I'll try that first, just to save myself any potential plaguing, but worst case scenario, I can cut through that middle section without too much risk, I think. It's going to be best to go all the way down and round the south again, though. Round the bottom of the train station and all that. Avoid the plague as much as possible, because those plague areas are nasty. They are grim at the moment, and I really don't want to have to deal with that if I don't have to. It's all well and good to keep giving me these water bottles, game, but you're not giving me any drunks to do anything with them. Can't just... Like, literally no one else cares about water. The drunks are the only people who give a shit about it. It's not even like I can trade for anything else useful with it. I just have to keep finding drunks. And obviously bandages are the best thing I'm going to be able to trade for them anyway, like... Bandages are fucking gold dust, honestly. Should have worked harder at stocking up more in the early days, I think. There's just less people on the streets the further into the game you get. And we're definitely on the sort of... It's not the final stretch, it's unfair to say that, but, you know, the final sort of final third to a half of the game is just, everything is hectic and most of the streets is just filled with people killing each other and very little, you know, opportunity for just regular trading anymore. Even now, I want to speak to this drunk and there's a rat. The rat is going in the other direction, though, thankfully. Thank you! Praise be. You know what? I've not checked yet today. How's everyone doing? Still fine. Miraculously still fine. Huh. Wasn't expecting that. We've only had one infection so far. Poor old Lara. She's the only one who's succumbed. Everyone else is doing great. Everyone else is having a wonderful time at the moment. Those lucky fuckers don't have to leave their house and deal with all the shit I have to deal with. They just get to hang out. Resting on their laurels, so to speak. I don't really know what that means. Like a laurel is like a bush, right? Why would you be resting on a bush? I think that's right. Anyway, like a laurel wreath. It's like a wreath of plant life. I don't know. I do not pretend to have any particular mastery over the English language. I do my best to use it to an adequate degree. That's all I can say. I try. I don't know why I'd ever go through the middle of there when I could just go round. I have a habit of taking that path and going through the compound, but I'm pretty certain that mazes me back and forth a bit when it's just quicker to just go round the whole bloody thing, you know? Hurrah! I think that's a record for the longest I've gone without speaking in a video. At least when there's nothing else happening. Oh, fuck. Really, already? The army arrives tomorrow, does it? That's horrifying. Is this updated? Is anyone sick now? No? Okay, good to know. Day 8, in which the Changeling traces it all back to the source and realizes that the town desperately needs a true mistress. Well, I mean, if Aglaia is to be believed, then the only true mistress is her, but... I mean... in my experience of the characters in this game, Katarina's always seemed to have some degree of, like, mysticism about her, but that is heavily implied to, just be insanity, basically. The, like if I was to draw a comparison, it seems like the Rat Prophet is like Katarina's version of Clara's sister. Like a creature she created through her own neuroses and insanity or whatever. But I mean, whether the Rat Prophet is a real figure or just like a metaphor, either way, it's pretty much confirmed that she speaks just garbage and she's not a true mistress. So really that just leaves Maria Kana and Capella Olgimski. Maria seems to have some degree of magical nature to her, but she doesn't really get to do much. It's entirely possible I missed some stuff, but for the most part she's just one of the Canes, right? She just hangs out in a little crucible, and she goes crazy like the rest of them, and then I guess has a spirit in her or something. But that's like, that doesn't really seem to link in with the sort of prophetic nature of the mistresses. So if anyone was a true mistress, I would have to say it's Capella, because I'm pretty certain she's done some shit. Of course, now that I'm thinking about it, I can't specifically remember any exact instances of her doing some shit. But I mean, she's the one who tells Barak who his bound are. She makes it a point to foretell, if you guess, the importance of the children. Oh, fuck. See, look, there's a knife, man, but I guess maybe I can cheekily get the kill in. Was that really not my kill? It felt like it was. It felt real to me, damn it. Are you throwing that at me, bud? I think he tried to. I really should have saved, man. I've not saved in a while. This guy could kill me because I'm a little bit rusty. Or I could hit a guard, or anything could go wrong here, really. Thank fuck. Oh, wait. Okay, now we save. Now we definitely save. Right. Yeah, I thought so. I thought as much. The saving was smart. I would like that money, though. That was quite a bit of money for a single dude. For a single gentleman. A bachelor, if you will. Gonna try to loot this with mouse and keyboard because it's quicker. There we go. Good. There might be something on the dead guards as well. There often is. And in the bin? No. I need to go up this way. I might just try and loot this guard real quick. Yeah, he's... And then just run for it. Probably would have made sense to just nip into a house and reset the whole thing, honestly, but... Playing optimally is for nerds. Firebomb guys don't really give chase. I'm pretty safe here, I think. Stop and have a bit of a bite to eat real quick, and I guess use the rest of my shit. Really need to find some drunks now, quite desperately. Let's do another save. We don't have to deal with that again. We take it from here. Madame Tai Cheek. Some cool noises in here. Not this floor, right? Next floor. This is the floor with the little bonus compartment, though. What just happened? Who's writing letters to me and updating my quests? Where is the Harrispex? This is to inform you that the conflict between Artemy Barak and Bachelor Dankovsky has escalated out of proportion. It is as though they have made a decision to challenge each other. The situation is fraught with negative consequences. Blood will be spilled. The Bachelor knows no remorse. He's preparing for an offensive maneuver somewhere in the Backbone District. The Harrispex is working somewhere in the Skinners District right now. As far as I can see from the latest reports, he's likely to be found in one of the double houses. If you must reach him in time to warn him so that he's able to relocate at once. I will reward you handsomely for that. The lockdown districts are dangerous. There are robbers and looters on the loose. Not enough if you ask me. However, I'm confident that no bandit survived in the house Barak has chosen. Besides, there is a cohort of the kin people... There's a cohort of the kin people at his side now. The Bachelor has his own posse, however, so you must hurry. Okay. I'll help out the Harrispex, that's fine. The Bachelor's kind of been good to me, honestly. Like, I feel more aligned with the Bachelor than the Harrispex in this playthrough, but if there's money in it, okay, I'll help anyone with anything. I'm just a helpful guy by nature, you know?
So, the lady that came here decided to look into the abattoir. Nothing good will come out of this.
You come to this place often. I can't say I'm glad to see you. Why not? You bring us nothing but misfortune. You have to be patient, Mother. Such is fate.
My right eye is only half closed when I'm tilted.
We're all tilted. What's the news in the outer town? Bad, Tyre.
With all this digging, Bachelor will soon dig down to the buried dead. What if the source of the disease is indeed underground?
It is. Tyre, let me into the abattoir. Let your butchers take me inside. I will if you tell me a nice fairy tale. I must warn you, though, I'm picky. Why so? I know all fairy tales. I've heard them all many times over. Boring. Since I left the tower, only Sticky has managed to amuse me that one time. How? Did he make up a fairy tale? Who makes up fairy tales? What's wrong with you? Fairy tales are never made up. Made up fairy tales are just fiction. You can spot them at once. Sticky's been the last to bring me a skilled storyteller. That was before the plague. We were boarded up later that night. Let's see what we can come up with here. Clearly we need to have a word with young Master Sticky. I also need to sleep in his house because apparently my exhaustion is really high. I'm assuming this is Like, I don't think my hunger or exhaustion were that high at the beginning of this session, and they don't normally go up that fast, but I'm assuming it's been a result of me getting plagued. It's been having a knock-on effect of my other stats. Annoyingly, if I sleep, my immunity is going to go down, my infection's going to go up, my hunger's going to go down, you know, like... Plus, I'll obviously lose a big chunk of time as well. But if I don't sleep, it's going to get to the point where I'm taking damage from being tired very soon, if not already there. Oh, who's writing me letters now, man? I'm busy. I've got shit on. What's up? I know you're on the way to become the mistress of the earth. It's good that I am so well acquainted with you, since we both have a lot to discuss when the time comes for you to govern this town. To lay the basis for further negotiations, I'd like to ask for a favour that a mistress may ask of another mistress. The bachelor, the man who I've chosen, fell victim to another man's hatred. The other man is someone we both despise, Burak the Haruspex, who is going to become a warden and the new foreman soon. With his cohort of butchers and blood-crazed worms, Burak prowls all around the town. They may discover the bachelor any moment now, and the servants that I have entrusted with helping him may not be enough to rebut the attack. Danil is somewhere in the Backbone district near the town hall. I will offer you a decent reward. Is this going to be a one or the other sort of deal? I can't warn them both about the other one. What's my quest log say? Brilliant. Burak's and the Skinners, one of the double houses, they said, and one that doesn't have a bad guy in it. I'm in the Skinners, and I don't think there's many double houses, honestly. I think a lot of them around here are singles. A lot of them are detached, as opposed to semi-detached. So I should be able to find him quite easily. If I can speak to the Bachelor as well, I will. I'll try and do both quests, but I think Burak is going to be the easier one to achieve, so I might just do that for the sake of simplicity. And when it says double house, does it mean like it has to be a single, like two houses properly connected, or is this with like a wall in between? Does that count? Hard to say. Hey up, Sticky.
My knee pits itch. Is that bad?
No, that's fine. Hi, Clara. Noticed me watching you yesterday. I'm Sticky. Were you watching me? Sorry, I often do this. I'm curious. I like meddling in all sorts of things I'm not supposed to meddle in. I guess that's why they call me a thief. Why do they call you a thief? Is that what they're calling me? I don't remember stealing anything. That happens a lot. You steal something and can't remember it afterwards. Must have been something important, or else something you don't just put in your pocket. Someone's name, maybe. Mine isn't the sort of name you get punished for borrowing.
The abattoir is off limits. Everyone knows that.
I've never believed them stories of you bringing being the disease. God, that was a difficult sentence to say for some reason. Not for a moment, you know. Hey, Sticky, how about we outsmart the Mother Superior? Tie a tie cheek. Not a lot of smart there to outsmart. She can lead herself up a garden path on her own just fine. How about we remind Khan who's in charge instead? Wait, does she like fairy tales? Tyre, I mean. She does. The catch is she knows every single one. She was nursed by Odongs, and they are great storytellers. She's heard them all. Mother says you once brought an exceptional storyteller to her. Ah, I see. I didn't bring anybody, though. Never tracked the thing down, actually. That was my albino. People say it whispered fairy tales in her ear and she was happy and saying, hey, this one's totally about me. What a good fairy tale. Lavished it with gifts, wanted more, but the next night their place got boarded up. Ah, and what sort of fairy tale was it? Why'd you need to know? You want a present too? She's got no time for those anymore. Better make up your own fairy tale. You can do it easily. If you're a creature of the steppe will whisper the words to you. Something to grab her attention. Oh, come on, don't join that chorus. Okay. I guess I just make up my own My own story. How hard can that be, right? Once upon a time, there was a really cool guy named Joe, and he played a video game. It took him like 100 hours, but he eventually completed it, he says optimistically. He never mastered killing rats, though. Never once. Okay, this is a double house, if I ever saw a double house. Let's see if we get combated the second we go through the door. Yep. I wasn't used to them being, like, right in front of me. Normally they come running in from a side room. That was... Okay. Okay. I don't like how I get half clipped into the door every time I exit one of these houses as well. It's rather annoying. Rather quite. Oh no. Oh no, Peter. I mean, you're not my problem, but sorry to see it anyway. Oh fuck. I swear they never used to track that well. Holy shit. Holy fucking shit. Nope. Can I not get into this house? There's a door here, but that's a separate house in the middle, right? Nope. I know not where to look. It's got to be the black area on the map, because the black area is where these guys hang out, and they specifically said it's a house without one of those guys, so like it's got to be a house that should have one of those guys in it, you know what I mean? There aren't a lot of double houses, man. I just keep hopping in and out of houses until I find one that makes sense. That doesn't come at me quite so hard. Yep. That one took a second. I should have been able to foretell it by the combat music realistically, but nope. Are we all good here? You want to trade, man? Oh, I don't have enough to trade. I've not been killing enough knifey boys lately, it turns out. I guess it does extend down here as well. This isn't a door. That was a bit close for comfort. I could have gone very badly very fast. This is the Skinners, right? I'm sure this is the Skinners district. I mean, it's possible I'm completely wrong on that, but when it says the double houses, it might mean these ones that are joined. I've not tried those ones yet, so... I can't even remember the exact wording. I think I made up the term double house, to be honest. I mean, these are only joined by a fence. That's not exactly... It's not exactly, is it? I was hoping the music would give me a clue there, so I wouldn't even have to be looking, but the music took a very long time to start. I'm confident the bandits survived. No bandits survived in the house Barack has chosen. He's likely to be found in one of the double houses. What's a double house? Define double house. What is a double house? Music's different in here. Oh, hang on. Wait a second. I think that might be it. I think that might be it in there. I've never seen a place with butchers trying to kill me before, so let's try this, shall we? I will kill you. I will kill you, dude, happily. Butchers are like the shittest enemies. Even in the tight confines of this house, I'm quite happy to slap a bitch. Oh, got a worm as well. A worm who can't fit through the door. This is just a bit sad, isn't it? I'm sorry. I'm sorry it has to be like this. It doesn't affect my reputation one way or the other to kill these guys, apparently. Might as well loot this house while I'm here, though. What's the betting there's nothing in this house? Ooh. Well, don't mind if I do. Do not mind at all. So much for nothing in this house. Can't use the bed though. The music's too tense in here to sleep. Get distracted by all the chanting, you know. Get my fists out again. It's probably going to be... Yep, I see someone coming for me. Can I can. Is that hit? Are they able to hit me? Guess not. I'm no longer able to hit them either, though, to be fair. This fucking ghost is ruining my life right now. What's your problem? Just do it like this, shall we? Yeah, this clearly doesn't feel like it was very well play-tested, this section. I'm not gonna lie. Let's fill the house with enemies who can't fit through the fucking door, shall we? Where is he? Where's Big Boy Barack? He's clearly in this house. Clearly in this house somewhere. Hello. Why are your dudes attacking me, pal? Eh?
Just wash your hands of it.
So Bodo's children are not an obstacle for you. Well then, it's one or the other. Either you've come with me to you've come to me with the kind intentions, or you are my death. If it's the latter, you won't get to me as quickly as you got to them. But if it's the former, do not harbour hard feelings, for they do not know what they're doing. Why would I harbour hard feelings towards the dead? I've come to you with an open heart, you see. Oh.
In truth, we're not powerless, just willless.
I want to warn you, Barack, the Bachelor is after you. He'll find you soon, and who knows what will happen to you then. Huh. Well, then he won't be able to deal with me on his own, but you've offed my companions, you deadly girl. Is he surrounded by henchmen as usual? He is, how respects. But they can't strike you, so why would you need them if not to kill them? And why would you warn me? You know full well that there aren't many reasons for me to trust you. Aglaya asked me to, Barack. She's worried about you. I see. Go away, Barack. The sooner the better. Remember, I bring good tidings. That's apparently what a good tiding is, killing all of his men and telling him that someone's out to kill him as well. The game doesn't have the same definition of good tidings as me, but you know, I guess wouldn't do if we were all the same, would it? Different strokes for different folks and all that. I will try and hunt the Bachelor down as well, but I think since we're in the area and we've been so very successful in our endeavours with Sticky and the Haruspecs, we're going to go just nip back to Tyre. Whoa, hang on. This is the one I wanted. Want to buy some food while I can, you know. Not as cheap as it was yesterday, and I never really did get the opportunity to stock up when I wanted to. It was kind of busy yesterday. But still, we're going to need some food. Going to need some more food. Going to need a lot more medicine though. Food is a bit of a footnote at the moment compared to medicine. And oh, actually, I was going to say exhaustion is my big problem right now, but I do have an answer for that. My health is fucked now, but that's actually kind of fine. The thing with health in this game is as long as it's not like rapidly draining as a result of infection or whatever, then it's not a pressing concern because, you know, you can just save scum your way through fights. I mean, that's what I do anyway, like, because losing health in general just isn't something I want to do, so it's I'm okay to walk around on low health for a bit is what I'm saying. Preferable to letting my exhaustion get maxed out.
With all this digging, Bachelor will soon dig down to the buried dead. What if the source of the disease is indeed underground?
I have a fairy tale for you. Well, I'm all ears. I'm going to do a sly thing and tell you a fairy tale that's also a riddle. Would you be interested to know who's to blame for what happened to you? Really? Yes, very, very much. Listen carefully, my fairy tale will contain the answer. Will you be able to guess it? Oh, please go ahead. Okay. Definitely not the middle one. I'll tell you the one about how the one-eyed, one-handed, one-legged knight's daughter counted her cattle. That's a scary one. I don't want it. As you wish.
What?
Well, I guess I fucked up. I said the wrong one. No, I don't want to go there. I know that the fiery demon Haruspex is sitting atop the abattoir. Okay, yeah, I guess I'm just not doing that quest then. Guess I fucked it up. Never mind, I've got plenty of other things to do today. I still need to find both Clara Jr. and the Bachelor. And also get my reputation back up to a semi-reasonable standing if I can find any means of doing that. So I guess we don't get to speak to the foreman. That's a shame. I kind of wanted to speak to the foreman. But I don't know, it's been a bit since I saved because I'm dumb and don't save enough. So I guess we're sticking to our mistakes. We're living with them. I'm sure we'll get to speak to the foreman eventually, probably. Anyway, all of that is for future endeavours. For now, I'm going to say goodbye. Goodbye.